King Stannis Baratheon fails to persuade Jon Snow, the newly appointed Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, to accept his offer of legitimization. Jon refuses, insisting that his duty lies with the Night's Watch. He also reminds Stannis of the Watch's neutrality in the conflicts of the Seven Kingdoms, and questions how long the king intends to stay. Castle Black's supplies are running low. Unable to sustain the Night's Watch, Stannis' army and the wildling prisoners indefinitely. Stannis confirms that his forces will soon march to Winterfell to challenge the Boltons before winter snows trap them at the wall. He leaves the fate of the wildlings to Jon, allowing him to decide whether to execute them or attempt negotiations with Tormund, who may prove more cooperative than Mance Rayder had been. When Stannis proposes Alliser Thorne as the new commander of Eastwatch by the Sea, Jon counters that it's wiser to keep enemies close rather than at a distance. As Davos Seaworth prepares to depart with his king, he urges Jon to reflect on a key line from the Night's Watch oath: "I am the shield that guards the realms of men." He also hints that Stannis' counsel comes from a place of respect, as the king has grown fond of Jon. Later in the mess hall, Jon asks Sam about Maester Aemon and learns that his health is failing. He tells Sam to take care of him. Jon then starts giving duties to the Night's Watch members. He assigns one brother to dig a new latrine pit for the wildling prisoners, joking that it's a good job for a ginger. The man laughs along with the others, taking it in good humor. Jon also honors Esser Alliser Thorne by naming him First Ranger, praising his skills and experience. Finally, he orders Janos Slynt to restore and command the abandoned castle, Greyguard. But Slynt refuses, not just once but 3 times. Even after Jon makes it clear it's an order, not a request, and warns him that he's defying command, Slynt snaps back, telling Jon to shove it up his bastard ass. Humiliated and disobeyed in front of everyone, Jon commands that Slynt be taken outside. He calls for Ollie to bring his sword. Esser Alliser hesitates for a moment but steps aside, allowing Dolorous Ed and others to seize Slynt. As they drag him away, Slynt shouts that he has powerful friends in King's Landing and scoffs, thinking this is just a bluff. Jon Snow drags Janos Slynt into the courtyard, upholding his father Eddard Stark's principle. The man who pronounces the sentence must wield the sword. Prepared to execute Slynt for treason, Jon stands firm as the once brutal commander. A man who once tore a baby girl from her mother's arms and slaughtered her, collapses into cowardice, weeping and begging for mercy. He swears to obey Jon, admitting his lifelong fear. For a brief moment, Jon wavers, but then steels himself and beheads the sniveling former Lord of the City Watch with a single stroke of Longclaw. In doing so, he delivers a sliver of justice for one of the men who betrayed his father, Ned Stark, and butchered King Robert Baratheon's children. Watching from across the yard, Stannis Baratheon observes Jon carrying out the execution for Slynt's defiance. With a faint nod, the stern king silently approves. In Braavos, Arya Stark is tasked with cleaning the main hall of the House of Black and White. She observes Jaqen H'ghar helping a visitor drink from the temple's well. When Arya complains that she wants to learn, Jaqen ignores her frustration. Later, the HL confronts Arya in her room, repeatedly asking, "Who are you?" Each time Arya answers, "No one," the waif hits her. Eventually, Jaqen intervenes, scolding the waif for overstepping. However, he points out that Arya is not truly no one. She still wears Arya Stark's clothes, carries stolen silver, and was ready to attack the waif with Needle, Arya Stark's sword. Understanding his words, Arya ties her old belongings to a rock and throws them into the lagoon, except for Needle, which she hides in a crack in the seawall. Back at the temple, Jaqen lets Arya enter an inner chamber to help the waif prepare the dead, washing and undressing corpses. When Arya asks what happens to the bodies afterward, the waif stays silent.